Is your kitchen remodel plan actually ready? What to check before you spend? Before you spend thousands on the kitchen remodel, there's one step that can save you from the kind of regret homeowners often notice too late. Are you actually ready or missing key details that cost you? Hi, I'm Andre from KitchenPlanIt. If you're dreaming about a new kitchen, you're probably surrounded by inspiration photos, samples, and a growing list of decisions to make. But the real risk isn't just bad taste. It's missing a planning detail that turns into daily frustration or an expensive rework. Today I'm breaking down how to know if your kitchen remodel plan is truly ready before you start spending money, calling contractors, or ordering materials. It happens all the time. A homeowner gets excited about new cabinets, a beautiful countertop, maybe even brand new appliances. The contractor arrives, demo begins, and suddenly a missing measurement or overlooked detail means appliances don't fit, walkways feel cramped, or finishes clash under real lighting. The budget stretches, or worse, you're stuck with a kitchen that's hard to use every single day. The most painful part, these regrets usually come from planning gaps that could have been caught before a single dollar was spent. Let's start with the backbone of every kitchen remodel, measurements. It sounds simple, but the details are where so many projects go off track. Kitchens are rarely as square or standard as we'd like to believe. Maybe a wall bows out by half an inch, or an old soffit was never updated on the plans. Even a small measurement error can mean a refrigerator that sticks out into the walkway, a dishwasher that can't open all the way, or a range that's squeezed too close to the wall for comfort. Why do homeowners miss this? It's easy to trust old blueprints or rely on the contractor's quick estimate. But things shift over time. Floors settle, walls move, and previous renovations may have changed dimensions. Now, imagine planning for a 36-inch fridge and ordering all your cabinets to match, only to discover during the installation that the space is actually 35 and a quarter inches. Suddenly, you're scrambling for a smaller appliance or paying for costly cabinet modifications. Or maybe you fall in love with a farmhouse sink, but the base cabinet you chose isn't wide enough for the basin and plumbing. These issues aren't just cosmetic. They affect how you use your kitchen every single day. So what should you do? Before you approve any order, measure every wall, window, ceiling height, and opening yourself, or have it double checked by a trusted professional. Don't just measure with the width, but also the depth, the height, and the door swing for every appliance. Pull up spec sheets, check the swing of every door and drawer, and make sure nothing will block another appliance or trap you in the corner. It's tedious, but this step can save you thousands in changes and years of daily frustrations. Cabinets are the bones and muscles of your kitchen. They determine not just how your kitchen looks, but how it works. One of the most common planning gaps is skipping the step of mapping out what goes in each cabinet or drawer. It's easy to get swept up in the look of a shaker doors, glass panels, or custom colors. But if you don't plan for storage, you end up with a kitchen that looks great, but doesn't actually support your daily routines. Here's a scenario. You approve a layout that looks beautiful on paper, but after you move in, you realize your baking sheets don't fit anywhere. Your pots and pans are stacked in a jumble, and your trash can is awkwardly wedged in a corner. Maybe you opted for doors instead of deep drawers, not realizing how much easier drawers make it to access heavy cookware. Or your upper cabinets are mounted so high that you need a step stool just to reach everyday items. This happens because it's tempting to focus on aesthetics and leave the practical details for later. But the reality is, if you don't plan for storage now, you'll be stuck with daily annoyances that are expensive to fix. So before you sign off on a cabinet plan, walk through your daily kitchen routine. Where will you prep food? Where will you cook, clean, and store everything? Assign a home for every major item: pots, pans, baking sheets, pantry goods, trash, spices, small appliances. Check that the drawers and doors can open fully without blocking walkways or each other. Make sure you have enough pullouts, organizers, and dedicated storage zones to fit your real habits. Your future self will thank you. A kitchen island can be a showstopper, but it's also a common source of regret if you don't plan for enough space around it. Many homeowners want the biggest island possible. More counter space, more seating, more storage. But if you sacrifice a walkway space, you'll end up with a kitchen that feels cramped, especially when multiple people are cooking or moving around. Picture this, you unload the dishwasher, but you can't open the door all the way because the island is too close. Or someone's sitting at the island and you have to ask them to move every time you need to get to the fridge. Maybe you have kids or pets weaving through the kitchen, and the tight aisles turn meal prep into a daily obstacle course. Once cabinets are installed, fixing this means tearing out expensive work, so it's vital to get it right up front. Why is this overlooked? The excitement of maximizing every inch can blind you to the reality of moving. Floor plans can look spacious on paper, but real life means open doors, chairs pulled out, and people passing by. The rule of thumb is always to allow at least 36 inches for walkways. 42 inches is even better if you have a busy household. Before you commit, tape out the footprint on your floor and physically walk through the space. Open doors, drawers, pull out chairs, and see if you can move comfortably. Remember, an extra 6 inches of countertop is never worth a lifetime of cramped cooking. Moving a sink, shifting a range, or adding new outlets might seem straightforward, but these decisions come with ripple effects that can catch homeowners off guard. Plumbing moves in particular can add a significant cost and risk, especially if you're relocating drains, water lines, or gas. Electrical changes like adding outlets to an island or installing under cabinet lighting need to be planned early because they affect rough end work and even countertop fabrication. Here's how things can go wrong. You decide to move your sink to the island for a better view, but discover in construction that the drain slope isn't possible without major subfloor work. Or you forget to add an outlet to the island, only realizing that the countertop is installed, that plugging in small appliances is now a hassle. Maybe you want a pendant lighting over the island, but there's no wiring in place, and adding it later means cutting into it. These issues happen because it's easy to assume contractors will figure it out on the fly, or the small changes are no big deal. But every change has consequences for your budget and timeline. Before you finalize your plan, mark every plumbing and electrical change on a scale drawing. Confirm with your contractor or supplier what's feasible before demo. Double check code requirements for outlets, especially in islands and near sinks. Plan your lighting zones, task ambient and accent, so wiring can be run before cabinets or tile go in. Don't leave these details until after demo, or you risk preventable delays and budget surprises. Choosing finish is one of the most exciting parts of kitchen remodel, but it's also where many regrets happen. A cabinet color might look perfect in the showroom, but clash with your flooring at home. A countertop that gleams under store lights could look dull or too dark in your actual kitchen. Lighting complicates this further. What looks warm in one light can look cold in another, and shadows can make beautiful finishes feel drab. Why do homeowners miss this? It's easy to fall in love with individual samples or get caught up in trends without considering how everything works together. Sometimes lighting isn't finalized until late in the process, so you don't see how finishes will actually look under your fixtures or natural light. The result, a kitchen that feels mismatched or less inviting than you hoped. To avoid this, gather all your finished samples, cabinets, counters, backsplash, flooring, hardware, together in your actual kitchen space. Look at them at different times of the day under both natural and artificial light. Finalize your lighting plan before you commit to finishes, so you know how color and shadow will play across surfaces. If you're unsure, take photos and step away for a day before making the final decision. Coordination is a key to a kitchen that feels polished, not pieced together. One of the most frustrating triggers for regret is a budget that's blown by hidden costs, or a timeline that drags because of missing details. Homeowners often underestimate contingency needs, forget to factor in material lead times, or assume contractors will handle small decisions. The result: delays, last-minute choices, and costs that snowball. Let's say you're excited to start demolition, but your custom cabinets are delayed by 6 weeks because you didn't realize the lead time, or you discover old plumbing behind the walls that need to be replaced, but you didn't build a buffer into your budget. Even a minor change like switching a faucet can mean weeks of waiting if the right part isn't available. These surprises can add stress, cost, and even force you into rush decisions you'll regret later. To protect yourself, build a buffer into your budget. 10 to 20% for surprises is a good start. List every material and finish with estimated lead times. Confirm when orders need to be placed to avoid holding up the schedule. Ask your contractor for a step-by-step timeline and plan for decision points when your input is needed. Clarity up front means fewer stressful surprises later and helps you keep track of your project. It's not enough to rely on no plans or memories. Take fresh measurements of every wall, window, and doors, plus the exact dimensions of every appliance, including width, depth, height, and door square. Double check that all appliances can open fully and none block each other. This prevents last-minute surprises that can derail your cabinet or appliance installation. If you're not confident in your own measurements, ask a professional to verify before you commit to the orders. Visualize your daily kitchen routine and assign a home for all cookware, bakeware, pantry goods, small appliances, trash, and cleaning supplies. Make sure your deep drawers, pull-outs, and pantry cabinets are sized for what you use most. But mapping storage now, you avoid the frustration of beautiful kitchens that lack practical organization. Test your plan by walking through a typical day and seeing if your layout supports each task smoothly. It's easy to get excited about a big island or extra cabinets, but walkways that are too tight can make your kitchen feel cramped. Mark out all proposed cabinets and islands with tape on the floor. Then, open doors and drawers to see how much clearance you have left. Aim for at least 36 inches between surfaces, more if possible. Remember to consider how chairs, bar stools, and open appliances affect the flow. Every change, like moving a sink, adding outlets, planning new lighting, needs to be reflected on a scale. Confirm what's possible with your contractor before demo begins. This helps you avoid budget overruns and delays caused by last-minute changes or code compliance issues. Don't forget to check for required outlet spacing and consider future needs like charging station or under cabinet lighting. Don't rely on showroom lighting or individual samples. Gather your chosen cabinets and counters, backsplash, flooring, and hardware in your kitchen and view them at different times of day. This helps you spot potential clashes or lighting issues before materials are ordered and installed. Take photos under different lighting conditions and get feedback from others who will use the space. Unplanned costs and delays happen to even the most prepared homeowners. Add at least 10 to 20% to your budget for surprises and check lead times for every material and appliance. Knowing when to order and when to expect delivery can keep your remodel on a schedule and reduce stress when the unexpected pops up. Set reminders for order deadlines and discuss backup options with your contractor. A detailed project timeline helps you anticipate when your input will be needed and prevents last-minute scrambling. Work with your contractor to outline each phase from demolition to installation to final touches. Identify which decisions must be made before each phase begins and set calendar reminders so nothing slips through the cracks. This keeps your project moving smoothly, reduces the risk of causing delays. One common mistake is assuming that your kitchen matches builder plans or old blueprints. Wall setup, layouts change, and even small shifts can wreck a remodel. Always take a fresh measurement and verify every dimension before ordering anything. This helps prevent the pain of appliance or cabinet that simply don't fit and avoids last-minute changes. It's tempting to pick cabinets based on style, but skipping the storage plan means you could end up with beautiful but impractical spaces. This mistake happens when homeowners don't map out what needs to be stored and where. Instead, make a list of your daily use items and design storage around your real needs, not just aesthetics. Think about how you cook, clean, and entertain, and let those habits guide your cabinet choices. Moving the sink a few feet or extending an island can sound simple, but even small layout tweaks can require major plumbing or electrical changes. This mistake occurs when homeowners don't account for hidden complexity behind the walls. Before you approve changes, confirm what's involved and whether the benefits justify the cost and disruption. Ask your contractor to walk you through the implications of each change so you're not caught off guard. A finish that looks perfect in the store can feel totally different in your home, especially under your actual life. The mistake here is picking finishes in isolation or under display lighting. Instead, coordinate all the finishes in your kitchen's real light and adjust your plan if something doesn't feel right. Take the time to view samples together and don't rush this step. Remodels will always run into a surprise, whether it's a shipping delay, a back-ordered part, or an unforeseen issue behind the walls. The mistake is not building in time and budget buffers. Plan for unexpected by giving yourself financial, scheduling flexibility so you're not caught off guard when something changes. Communicate regularly with your contractor about progress and potential risk. If you want a simple way to see what decisions might still be missing from your kitchen remodel plan, the Kitchen Remodel Readiness Check was built for you. It's a quick, free way to spot planning gaps before you spend thousands or start calling contractors. You get instant feedback with a readiness score and a clean summary of what to clarify next. Before you call a contractor or start buying materials, take the free Kitchen Remodel Readiness Check. Go to www.KitchenPlanIt.net. It gives you a quick score and shows what decisions you may still need to make. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe below, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.